Hey there, basketball fans! Stop what you're doing right now because the WNBA world just got shaken up. Maya Moore, yes, the Maya Moore, finally broke her silence about rookie superstar Caitlin Clark. In a brand new ESPN interview that just dropped, Moore had some things to say that nobody saw coming. Is this the moment where the torch gets passed from one legend to the next? Or did the four-time WNBA champion just give Clark the reality check that she needs? Trust me, you don't want to miss what Moore said. Her words will leave you speechless. Let's break it all down right now. Before we jump into what Moore said, let's quickly understand why this matters so much. Caitlin Clark has always made it crystal clear. Maya Moore is her basketball hero, her idol, her Michael Jordan. In Clark's own words, if she played more one-on-one, she wouldn't score a single bucket. That's serious respect. But here's what makes the story even more amazing. Moore wasn't even on the court during Clark's rise to fame. While Clark was breaking NCAA records and becoming a household name, Moore had stepped away from basketball at the peak of her powers. In case you forgot just how great Maya Moore was, we're talking about a basketball genius with 4 WNBA championships, 2 NCAA titles at UConn, 2 Olympic gold medals, and a first ballot Hall of Fame resume. She was unstoppable. But in 2019, Moore made the shocking decision to leave basketball behind, not because of injury or age, but to fight for something bigger: social justice. She worked tirelessly to help free Jonathan Irons, a man wrongfully convicted. She eventually succeeded and later married him. This created a unique situation. Clark idolized someone who wasn't actively playing while she developed her own game. It's like learning to be a superhero while your mentor is off saving the world in a different way. Now, with Clark taking the WNBA world by storm as a rookie, everyone wanted to know, what does Maya Moore really think about her biggest fan who's now following in her footsteps? The moment finally came in a recent ESPN interview. The host mentioned how many players, including Caitlin Clark, named Moore as their inspiration. Then came the big question: what's the next step for Clark after her impressive rookie season? Now, many expected Moore to just shower Clark with praise. You know, the usual "she's amazing" or "she's changing the game." But Moore went much deeper than that. Moore started by acknowledging the unique pressure Clark faces. Next steps? Gosh, in this generation, right? You have, I think, just so many more challenges of how to handle yourself as an adult. You go through that whirlwind of being a senior in college, transitioning into the W. But then came the real bombshell. Moore said, the next step is how to become just an even better leader. And so much of leadership, I think, is listening and learning. Did you catch that? Moore didn't focus on Clark's shooting, not her passing, not her basketball IQ. She zeroed in on leadership. Moore continued, hopefully, the more she can get connected to the vets in the league and just different people and coaches and anyone that she can glean wisdom from of how to just continue to learn how to be as connected and inspiring a leader as she can be. But the most powerful part? Moore added, a lot of that is walking the line and not just talking the talk. That's not just praise, that's a challenge. Moore is saying Clark has the skills, but now needs to prove herself as a leader. Moore did end on a positive note, saying Clark is already on her way, but needs to continue to have fun while anticipating how people are going to try to stop her. This shows Moore believes in Clark's future, but knows that the road ahead won't be as easy. So what is Maya Moore really saying about Caitlin Clark? Let's break it down. When Moore talks about other young stars, she focuses on different things. For Juju Watkins, Moore praised her physical strength and scoring ability, saying, Juju, first of all, just her physical body, right? She takes really good care of her body. Offensively, she's a bucket. For Paige Beckers, Moore highlighted her calmness under pressure. Her poise, that's what always impressed me about Paige, is her poise even as a freshman. But with Clark, it all came back to leadership. This is huge because Moore was known for more than just her amazing skills. She led by example. She made everyone around her better. She carried herself like a pro even when facing tough times. Moore sees something special in Clark, not just as a player, but as a potential face of women's basketball. But here's the thing about being the face of a sport. You need to lead both on and off the court. Clark already faces unique pressures. She's getting the endorsement deals bigger than many WNBA veterans. TV ratings spike whenever she plays. Arenas sell out to see her. The spotlight on her is brighter than almost any rookie before her. Moore is saying, great job with the basketball part, but now comes the hard part, leading when everyone is watching your every move. This is Moore's way of saying that Clark needs to listen more than she speaks, learn from veterans who have been there, connect with teammates beyond just assists, handle both praise and criticism with grace, prepare for how defenses will adjust to stop her. Why is Moore pushing Clark harder than others? Because with great talent comes great responsibility. Moore sees Clark's ceiling as incredibly high if she can master the leadership part of the game. And now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Caitlin Clark's rookie season wasn't just about breaking records, it was about breaking barriers and sometimes breaking relationships. Some WNBA veterans welcomed Clark with open arms. Others, however, not so much. Clark faced challenges that went way beyond normal rookie adjustments. Teams designed special defenses just for her. Veteran players tested her physically. Some accused the media of giving her too much attention. It wasn't about basketball, it was about respect, recognition, and the future of the league. Despite all that, Clark shattered the WNBA assist record and showed flashes of the brilliance that made her a college superstar. But the journey wasn't smooth sailing. What's fascinating about Moore's comments is that she didn't say. She never called Clark overhyped. She never suggested Clark got too much attention. She never questioned if Clark belonged, but she also didn't just offer empty praise. Moore's message had layers to it, almost like a basketball master giving her student the next lesson. When Moore said Clark needs to anticipate how people are going to try and stop her, she's acknowledging a truth all great players face. Success makes you a target. Moore faced it herself, and now Clark's facing it, perhaps more intensely than any other rookie before her. Is this tough love from her legend, or is it the ultimate passing of the torch? Maybe a little both. Moore seems to be saying, I see your greatness, Caitlin. Now let me help you prepare for what comes next. It's like one chess master recognizing another, but reminding them the game only gets harder as you advance. Clark now faces a choice. Take these words as a challenge to grow, or feel the pressure of living up to an idol's expectations. Let's zoom out and look at what the Maya Moore-Caitlin Clark connection means for women's basketball as a whole. The WNBA is experiencing growth like never before. TV ratings aren't just up, they're exploding. The 2024 season saw viewership numbers that would have seemed impossible just a few years ago. Ticket sales reached all-time highs, and social media buzz around the league is at a fever pitch. And yes, much of this growth connects to Clark and her fellow rookies like Angel Reese. But here's the thing, this moment didn't happen overnight. Maya Moore was part of an earlier wave that helped build a foundation. When Moore was dominating with the Minnesota Lynx, she became one of the first WNBA players to land major endorsement deals. She appeared in national commercials. She brought new eyes to the women's game. Moore helped plant seeds that Clark and others are now harvesting. This is why her advice carries so much weight. She's been exactly where Clark is, just in a different era with different challenges. What makes Moore's perspective even more valuable is how she left basketball. She walked away from fame and fortune to fight for something bigger than sports. She showed that true leadership extends beyond the basketball court. Now, Maury is watching a new generation take women's basketball to heights that seemed impossible during her playing days, and rather than feeling jealous or protective of her legacy, she's offering guidance. This generational connection is powerful. In men's sports, we often see legends like Michael Jordan or Shaquille O'Neal commenting on today's stars. Women's basketball hasn't always had the platform for these legacy moments to happen in the public eye. The Maury-Clark dynamic represents progress, a sign that women's basketball has established enough continuity for these cross-generational conversations to flourish and to be celebrated. For Clark, Moore's words offer both validation and challenge. The greatest compliment isn't blind praise, it's being taken seriously enough to receive real guidance. So, basketball fans, the big question remains, will Caitlin Clark embrace Maya Moore's leadership challenge and evolve into the next phase of the WNBA, or is the pressure and spotlight simply too intense for any rookie to handle, no matter how talented they are? I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think Maya Moore was being supportive of Clark or giving her a much-needed reality check? Is Clark ready to step into the leadership role Moore described? Drop your honest opinions in the comments down below. If you're Team Clark, tell me why you believe she's the future of the WNBA. If you think the hype has gotten out of control, I want to hear that perspective too. Moments like this show just how women's basketball is evolving, and if you love in-depth WNBA coverage just like this, do me a huge favor. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. And speaking of big moments in the WNBA, the Chicago Sky just made a shocking move. After the now infamous hit on Caitlin Clark, Kennedy Carter has finally been replaced. But was this really about basketball, or was the backlash just too much for the team to handle? Click here to watch Kennedy Carter finally replaced by Chicago Sky after Caitlin Clark assault.